we have received footage from earlier this week. On Thursday, May the 6th, 1937, around 7:09 p.m, the German passenger airship LZ-129 arrives at Lakers Naval Air Station. A few minutes later, the unforeseen happens. An unexpected fire outbreak occurs within the airship, causing it to be destroyed. It has been currently reported that there are 36 fatalities and 62 survivors from this dreadful incident. Our thoughts go out to all the families affected by this disaster. I have with me 4 airship experts: Vladimir Koloventro, Antonio De Potro, Abdul Reni, and Ahmed Ali. And they will discuss the theories that may have caused this disaster and future possibilities to prevent it from happening again. So Vladimir, what are your thoughts regarding this issue?
Well, John, before we discuss what caused this incident, it is important to consider that in the future we must meet the following operational requirements when designing an airship, which are to stop any outbreaks of fire, design a system to dissipate any buildup of charge, and also transport passengers from one location to another safely. You can see that this incident has most likely been caused by the material used to surround the airship, and during the accident report I strongly feel that this issue should be addressed.
Thank you for that, Vladimir. Now Antonio, interesting points there from Vladimir. What's your take on these recent events?
Good points from you, Vladimir. Now I feel that if we are to stop any potential outbreaks of fire, we could use techniques such as low frequency sound in the 50 Hz region to prevent and extinguish any outbreaks of fire. This would be implemented by placing lightweight aluminium speakers across the internal structure of the airship, which would continuously emit this frequency throughout the airship journeys.
Now, Antonio, I disagree with you there. I think we should prevent the fire outbreak by replacing hydrogen gas with helium. This method, I feel, is a lot more reliable than your futuristic points of view, as helium is not flammable and the other properties such as lift are quite similar to that of hydrogen.
What are your thoughts on this issue, Ahmed?
I feel that if we have a fire prevention system where the water from the atmosphere is pumped from the airship, it would be an effective and reliable system. Pressures would then be used to compensate to the additional weight added to the airship and would prevent the airship from dropping altitude rapidly.
Это же глупости. How are you going to pump so much water out of thin air? Also, if you use hydrogen, if you use water and hydrogen, come on, it is going to make it only more explosive. Everybody knows that. I would suggest using the recently discovered halon agent in a simple fire extinguishing mechanism, or you could use a nitrogen or argon compound to set the fire out.
Interesting points there from all our experts. But now I'd like to discuss what actually caused this dreadful incident. Now Vladimir, I know you have a theory on how this happened.
My opinion is that the fire started from a build-up of static energy, causing the hydrogen, which we know is a flammable gas, within the airship to ignite, and thus the whole airship to catch fire.
Well, I believe this was a planned and organized attack by the Americans to embrace the Germans and make them the laughingstock within the aviation community.
Some intriguing points there. Antonio and Abdul Ghani, what do you believe?
I believe that the airship may not have been sabotaged, but not by the Americans. Look, I have a theory that we humans are on the verge of a historic breakthrough in science and technology. But some alien civilization does not want us to advance to such a level to be able to compete with them. This incident was just a warning for more to come.
I believe that there could be a better explanation for this incident than aliens, Antonio. According to some reports, the airship was struck by a thunderbolt before the incident. Now, usually that's not a problem. But in this case, as the airship was descending, so it was releasing hydrogen. And when hydrogen is mixed with oxygen, it is readily combustible, thus causing the disaster.
Those are really interesting theories you've got. So how do you think this disaster is going to affect the appeal of an airship as a mode of transport?
The future of airships is secure, and this is just an unfortunate event that will have no impact on the design or emergency safety systems of an airship. Airships are a very reliable method of transport, and they will continue to evolve and move forward as technology advances around the modern world. We should accept this incident and learn from our mistakes so that events like this do not reoccur. We should include a discharge system, and the simplest idea that I can propose is having a simple metal chain that would attach to the exterior of the airship and can be aerated periodically so to make sure charge is dissipated at regular intervals. I believe that modern airships have a bright future and will continually be used to transport passengers.
Airships should no longer be used for transporting passengers, as this incident is a prime evidence that the airship is a dangerous asset and should not put people's lives at risk. I believe that the future of the airship is in jeopardy and we might lose this mode of transport forever, especially looking at the recent advances in passenger aeroplanes. To make sure that this does not happen, firstly, a law should be passed that airships should no longer use hydrogen but helium. And secondly, we should rediscover the applications of the airship. Airships have a bright future if they are used as heavy lifters or as an air station for wireless networks and radio communications.
I agree with you, Abdul Ghani.
Abdul Ghani.
Abdul Ghani?
Abdul Ghani.
Okay, Abdul. I also think, along with your concepts, that solar panels can be installed on the sides of the main body of the airship in order to generate electricity, and therefore the airship shall be self-sustainable. No fuel shall be required. Any excess electricity generated could be stored in batteries that can then be unloaded when arriving at destination.
I do not think that keeping a ship around is a good idea, because as this experience has shown us, they are too easily sabotaged. They are not reliable, as only a small spark can set the entire aircraft on fire and cause many terrifying deaths. Also, if you consider the size of the entire airship and the small amount of passenger it can take on, it is clearly visible that the system is not efficient at all.
Some diverse points of view there. Now if you look behind me, we can summarise the fire prevention system into 4 categories. As you can see, we've got nitrogen and argon, which we use to replace the hydrogen. Do not use water as well, and if you are using hydrogen, it'll make it a lot worse. We've got the foam fire extinguishers and also the halon agent. As you can see, we have some future concepts for the airship. Bizarrely, it is possible for them to be used as heavy lifters. Also, a static discharge system could be used to dissipate any static energy stored across the airship. As I discussed before, helium and not hydrogen should be used, and also solar panels can be used to make it self-sustaining. It could also be possible for it to be an air station for wireless network and communications. Controversially, if these cannot be met, we may have to stop using airships. Finally, the opinions of what caused the explosion. Here we have got some controversial ideas that it was a static electricity spark, lightning strike, and then 2 conspiracy theories that the Americans sabotaged the flight, and according to Antonio, that aliens sabotaged it.
No, listen. It was the alien.
What?
I am certain.
No, you are all wrong. The Americans did it.
Let's be fair.
What's wrong with you, man?
Let's go to the weather report.